You are being noticed right now, but not for what you think. A woman reads you the moment you enter her space. She is not looking at your face first. She is not checking your watch or your wallet. Researchers who study attraction in later stage life discovered something that changes everything. Women over 40 prioritize one single thing before they ever notice your age or your appearance. And most men have no idea what they are looking for. This was never your fault. Nobody teaches men this. Your father did not tell you. Your friends do not know. Society tells you one thing. Psychology shows the complete opposite. But once you understand what women actually see first, the conversations shift. The connections deepen. You become the man women remember. Stay until we talk about the fourth thing she notices. That one separates you from every other older man she has met. And it is something you can develop starting today. Welcome to the place where we reveal the hidden psychology of real attraction. This is where you learn what women are actually telling you even when they are saying nothing at all. Let's start with something most men completely miss. The first thing a woman notices when an older man enters a room is his presence. Not his body, not his clothes, his presence. Psychologists define presence as the quality of being fully aware and engaged in the moment. It is what happens when someone is not anxious about what people think. He is not rehearsing what to say next. He is not checking his phone between sentences. He is simply there. When a man has presence, his nervous system is regulated. This communicates safety. A woman reads this within the first 3 seconds. Her own nervous system mirrors his. If he is scattered and reactive, she feels it. She gets tense. If he is grounded, she relaxes. This is called nervous system synchronization. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, who studies trauma and the body, found that we absorb other people's emotional states without words. A woman does not consciously think, "This man is present." Instead, she feels calm. She feels safer. She wants to stay in the conversation. Most men over 50 have lost this. They are thinking about money. They are worried about how they look. They are performing. They are trying to impress. So their presence collapses. A woman feels the effort. She feels the insecurity. So she pulls away. Imagine this. You are at a dinner party. There are 2 men. One is checking his phone, adjusting his collar, asking questions quickly to seem interested. He is tense. The other man sits quietly. He listens without looking at his watch. He makes eye contact that does not feel aggressive, just steady. His shoulders are relaxed. When she talks, he is actually there with her, not somewhere in his head. Which one does she feel drawn to? She is drawn to presence every single time. This communicates something deeper. It says, "I am comfortable in my own skin. I do not need anything from you. I am enough." That is magnetic. The second thing a woman notices is his frame. Frame is not about confidence, the way people talk about it. Frame is the emotional boundary of a man. It is whether he bends to her emotional weather or stays steady within his own truth. When a woman expresses doubt, does he doubt too? Does he change his mind? Does he become anxious? Or does he stay steady? Does he listen to her without needing her approval? Research in attachment theory shows that women feel more attracted to men who are securely attached. Secure attachment means you trust yourself. You trust your choices. You do not need constant reassurance. You do not shift based on her mood. Here is where most older men fail. They have been divorced. They have been rejected. They have lost confidence. So when a new woman questions something, they crumble inside. They people please. They abandon their own frame to make her happy. And she loses respect. She feels the neediness underneath. She might stay with him, but the attraction dies. Imagine this. A woman says, "I am not sure about where this is going. I need more time." A man without frame panics. He reassures. He promises. He becomes smaller. A man with frame hears this and thinks, "That makes sense. We will move at a pace that feels right for both of us, and I'm going to keep doing my life in the meantime." He does not change. He does not try to convince her. He stays in his own reality. She feels the strength. She feels the security. Suddenly, the uncertainty disappears. This is what women are really noticing. Can he hold the line? Can he be calm while she is uncertain? The third thing a woman notices is his attention bandwidth. This means where his attention is actually placed. In the age of phones and distraction, a man who can genuinely attend to another person is almost extinct. Attention is rare. Attention is gold. Neuroscience tells us that when someone gives you their full attention, your brain releases oxytocin. Oxytocin is the bonding hormone. It makes you feel safe. It makes you want more of him. Most men give divided attention. Even when they are with her, they are thinking about work. They are worrying about the future. They are mentally somewhere else. A woman can sense this. She might not know the word for it, but she feels abandoned. So she starts reaching for her phone, too. The connection flatlines. But a man who can be present in conversation, who can listen without planning his next response, who can give her his actual attention, that man stands out. It is one of the most attractive qualities in an older man because it is so rare. Imagine this. You are talking with a woman at a coffee shop. Most men are thinking, what does she think of me? Am I being interesting? Should I tell that story? He is performing. But a man with genuine attention is thinking, what is she really saying underneath her words? What does she care about? What does she need to feel right now? He is curious. He is listening for meaning, not waiting for his turn to talk. She feels seen. She feels heard. That is the moment she leans in. That is the moment she wants more time with him. This communicates respect. It says, you matter enough that I am here, completely with you. The fourth thing a woman notices is his emotional availability. And this is the one that separates the men who are forgettable from the men who are unforgettable. This is the one we teased in the beginning. Emotional availability means the capacity to feel, not to be soft or weak, but to be real about what he feels. Many older men have spent decades not feeling. They have been numb. They have been defended, so they cannot access their own emotions. This makes them unavailable to someone else's emotions too. A woman does not want a man who is emotionally enmeshed or needy. She does not want him to be fragile, but she wants him to be able to access his own heart. She wants him to be capable of being moved. This is where deep connection lives. It lives in his ability to feel something. Dr. John Gottman, who has studied relationships for over 40 years, found that men who can identify and name their own emotions create stronger bonds. They can handle conflict better. They recover faster. They are more attractive partners. Imagine this. A woman shares something vulnerable. She tells you about a fear, about a loss. A man without emotional availability hears this and thinks, how do I fix this? He becomes a problem solver. Or worse, he gets uncomfortable and changes the subject. But a man who is emotionally available lets her words land in him. Something moves in him. He feels her. He responds from something real. He might not have the right words, but she feels that he is actually moved by what she shared. That is when the bond deepens. This communicates trust. It says, your experience matters to me. I can meet you here. Now, here is something a woman also notices that most men miss entirely. She notices consistency. Consistency is the quiet proof that a man is serious. It is showing up the same way over time. It is remembering what she told you. It is following through. In a culture of breadcrumbing and half commitment, consistency is radical. It is attractive. A man who says he will call you on Thursday and then actually calls you on Thursday. A man who remembers that you mentioned loving a particular restaurant and then takes you there. A man who is the same person in public that he is in private. This builds trust faster than almost anything else. She is watching. She is noticing. Is he the kind of man who disappears after intimacy? Is he the kind of man who is one way with his friends and another way with her? Or is he real? Is he steady? Does she know what she is getting? A woman can sense a man's character in small moments, whether he says bad things about his ex, whether he tips well, whether he keeps his word on small things. These micro behaviors tell her everything about whether she can trust him. There is also something about how an older man carries disappointment. This matters more than people think. Life has not gone the way he planned. He has lost things. He has failed. The question is, does he carry bitterness or does he carry wisdom? Does he blame women for his past pain or does he take responsibility and grow? A woman senses this within minutes. If he is still angry at his exes, she knows he will be angry at her someday. If he has moved through his pain and actually learned from it, she feels the maturity. She feels the growth. Imagine this. A woman asks about his divorce. A man without wisdom says, "She was crazy. Women are like that. I was not the problem." Instantly, she thinks, "Will he say that about me someday?" But a man who has actually moved through his pain says, "It was difficult. I learned a lot about myself in that process. I was not as present as I could have been. I do not blame her. I take my part." She hears maturity. She hears growth. She hears a man who has actually done the work. That is incredibly attractive. Now, let me share something that women talk about that men rarely think about. It is how an older man treats service people, the waitress, the valet, the checkout person. A woman is watching to see how a man treats people who are not important to him socially, because that is his real character. When no one is watching, how does he show up? A man who is kind to everyone is demonstrating something. He is demonstrating that his kindness is genuine. It is not a performance to impress her. It is who he is. This communicates integrity. This communicates respect for all people, not just people who matter to him. Psychology researchers call this the fundamental attribution error. We judge people by how they treat those below them in status, not those above them. A woman knows this. Even if she does not say it, she is observing. Is he the kind of man who is charming to her but dismissive to others? Or is he fundamentally kind? Here is one more thing that might surprise you. A woman notices his physical comfort, not whether he is muscular or handsome, but whether he is comfortable in his own body. This is different. An older man who stands up straight, who takes up space without apologizing, who moves like he belongs, that communicates confidence and self-acceptance. Many men after 50 start to collapse. Their posture gets worse. They take up less space. They seem to be disappearing. This communicates something sad. It communicates that he does not believe in himself anymore. But a man who still stands tall, who still moves with intention, who still takes up space, that communicates presence and self-regard. It is attractive. Imagine this. Two men. One walks in slightly hunched. His shoulders are forward. He seems apologetic for existing. The other walks in upright, not stiff or aggressive, just present and grounded. Who does a woman feel drawn to? She is drawn to the one who seems to respect himself. Now, I want to address something that gets missed in almost every conversation about attraction in later life. It is called emotional reciprocity. This means the capacity to match someone's emotional energy, to meet her where she is without requiring her to meet you where you are. Some older men have so much need accumulated that they pour it out all at once. They have been alone, they have been isolated, so suddenly a woman is there, and they unleash everything. They talk too much. They need too much reassurance. They become heavy. And she withdraws because she feels the weight of his need. Emotional reciprocity means you can be excited about something without her having to be as excited. You can have a good day without requiring her to celebrate you. You can be available to her experience without needing her to be available to all of yours. It is the ability to give without keeping score, to listen without immediately needing to be listened to. A woman notices this fast. Does she feel like she can be herself? Or does she feel like she is responsible for his emotional well-being? The moment she feels responsible for managing his emotions, she is done. There is something else too. A woman notices whether a man respects her autonomy. Does he actually want her to have her own life, or does he want her all to himself? Can he be supportive of her ambitions, or does he feel threatened? This matters increasingly as women age. Older women often have their own careers, their own friend groups, their own purpose. She does not need to be rescued. She does not need to be fixed. She needs a man who can celebrate that about her, a man who respects that she has a full life and he gets to be a part of it. A woman can sense whether a man is secure enough to handle her having a rich, full existence outside of him. Because if he cannot, he will slowly erode her autonomy. She will have to shrink, and she will resent him for it. Now let me talk about something women rarely articulate but always notice. It is his relationship to time, not whether he has money, but whether he has presence. Most older men are rushing. They have health anxiety. They have fear that time is running out, so they rush everything. The conversation, the physical intimacy, the relationship progression. And she feels rushed. A man who knows he is mortal can choose to be calm anyway. He can trust that good things do not come from rushing, that real connection takes time, that he does not have to get everything from her because there are good moments ahead. That calm, that faith is incredibly attractive. She is not just looking for whether he wants her, she is also looking for whether he wants her from a place of abundance or from a place of desperate need. And she can always tell the difference. Let me be clear about what this all means. A woman over 45 is not shallow. She is not as easily impressed as she might have been at 25. She has lived, she has loved, she has lost, she has learned. So what she notices now is much deeper. She is noticing your soul, basically. She is noticing whether you are real or performing, whether you are present or checked out, whether you have integrity or are just saying things to land her. This is about understanding and respect, not control or manipulation. She is reading you to know whether she can trust you, whether you can actually love her, whether you are someone worth opening to. None of this works without genuine care for the person in front of you. If your intention is genuine, she will feel it. If you are trying to land her through a technique, she will feel that too. Women sense everything. Most men will never understand this. Most men will keep thinking it is about looks or status or money. But you are here. You are learning. You are becoming aware of what actually matters. That alone puts you in a completely different category. The man that a woman over 45 falls for is not the loudest or the richest. He is the realest. He is the most present. He is the one who can meet her in truth. He is the one who has done his own work. He is the one who stands in his own ground without apology. That is the man she chooses, and that is the man you can become by simply paying attention to what actually matters. The deeper understanding of all of this comes down to one core thing. Women notice men who notice themselves, a man who has examined his own life, a man who knows his own values, a man who has taken responsibility for his own growth. That man is magnetic. That man is unforgettable. What comes next takes this even deeper. The next video shows you exactly how to communicate all of this without saying a word. Make sure you do not miss it.